Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Cavalier Field as we take on the Liberal BeeJays for another league contest. O2 count to Drew Grego, who leads off for the BeeJays. He'll take a ball outside. It is Aiden Ruiz getting the start on the mound tonight for the BeeJays. Pitch is a fly ball. It's out into center field. It'll drop in for the first hit of the ball game.
Next up for the BeeJays, second baseman number 2, Todd Baffa.
Yeah, maybe. If you want to go by there. It's still not on, right? You're not hearing me right now. Yeah, you still don't have me on.
That'll bring in Todd Baffa. One runner on, nobody out for the BeeJays. Baffa will take the first pitch he sees for ball number 1.
Okay, that looks right.
2-0 pitch misses high. It's 3 balls and no strikes to count to Baffa. One runner on. Aiden Ruiz, who got the start on the mound for the Dodge City A's, and he delivers a strike on the outside edge.
Now at the plate, third baseman number 15, Landon Bruce.
So Landon Bruce steps in, the 3-hole hitter for the BeeJays. He'll take pitch high for ball number 1. 2 on, nobody out in this ball game. We've started in the top of the first. The pitch, another one that misses high. 2 balls and no strikes, the count to called strike on the third pitch to Baffa. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. Sorry, not Baffa, Landon Bruce. The pitch misses a little bit low and inside. The 3-1 delivery. Called strike on the inside edge. It runs the count full. Pitch is fouled off. Bruce stays alive, remains a full count. So Bruce spoils the first payoff pitch that we see. Payoff over again. Ruiz looks in, takes a look back at second. It's a fly ball to left field, and that will score a run as the run will come in, and that gives the BeeJays a 1-0 lead.
Next up for Liberal, the catcher, number 26, Drew Garcia.
First pitch in to Garcia, the catcher, is called strike. Down to the count, 0-1. Runners on the corners. Grounded to the third baseman. They'll go back to home for the fielder's choice, but not holding on to the ball is the catcher Velasco, and that'll score another run.
Now batting the DH, number 39, Carson Willis.
1-1 count to Jack Ryan. Sorry about that. We had to step off for a little bit. And the pitch again to Ryan misses. It's a 2-1 count. The BeeJays lead it. Pitch is grounded to third. The throw to first in time. That'll do it for the top of the first. The BeeJays lead at 5-0. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. It is Blake Coleman batting in the 4-hole for the Dodge City A's. Coleman about to take his first at bat. Zach Hoskins on at first with the first hit of the ball game for the Dodge City A's. 2 away. We're in the bottom of the first. The BeeJays lead at 5-0. It is Diego Davis that got the start on the mound for the BeeJays. He fires in strike 1 to Coleman. Pitch is not thrown over to first. Instead, it will roll away from the first baseman for that. And then we will go back to work. So a 1-0-1 count to Coleman. Hoskins takes off. Coleman the strike, and the throw down to second is a little bit errant. So a stolen base for Hoskins, and it is a 1-1 count. It was an 0-2 count. The pitch misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Davis taking a long look back at second, fires in. It's golf swinged up the third base side, but foul. Count will remain 1-2. Throw to first is in time. They ground out. The A's are held scoreless. We are headed to the top of the second. 5-0 BeeJays. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Back in at Cavalier Field as we've entered the top of the second. It's 5-0 BeeJays, and the BeeJays sending Jacob Ortega to the plate, the only batter that did not bat in the top of the first. Ortega, the left fielder for the Liberal BeeJays tonight. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for your Dodge City A's. Left to right in the outfield, it is Blake Coleman, Jacoby Radcliffe, and Zach Hoskins. Pitch in to Ortega for strike number 1 as Aiden Ruiz gets his second inning of work grounded to Colbreth. He'll take it on his own for out number 1. So 1 away for the BeeJays, and we're back at the top of the order with Drew Grego. Grego led off with a single. So the pitch from Ruiz is fouled off. Down the count, 0-1 is Grego. The defensive alignment from third to first across the infield, it is Matt Perez, Kane Carlos, Edward Gregory Jr., and Cade Colbreth. Isaiah Velasco behind home plate, and Aiden Ruiz completes the battery for the Dodge City A's. As Ruiz misses outside, it will even the count at 1 apiece. Winds are blowing from right to left across the field here tonight. Pitch misses low for ball number 1. Currently 73, feels like 73 here in Dodge. Possibility of severe storms maybe later on tonight. We'll see if that actually happens. Wind, the greatest threat in those. The pitch was fouled off. Evens a count at 2 apiece. So the BeeJays with a subliminated red top tonight. It fades into a gray lower down. So they're red tops, baby blue numerals on the back outlined in white. That pitch is fouled off. Says Liberal across the front on the chest with their numeral all in powder blue outlined in white. White caps tonight. The A's counter with their green tops. Dodge City across the front with their number. 3 yellow stripes on their sleeves, and then their number on the back in white outlined in yellow. Swung on and missed as Grego will go down on strikes, and that will bring in Todd Baffa. Little excuse me swing there from Baffa. It evens a count at 1 apiece. That pitch is called strike. So full count now for Todd Baffa. Ruiz fires on the payoff that misses outside, and that'll put a runner on. So the BeeJays trying to get more going after scoring 5 in the top of the first. He brings in Landon Bruce. Bruce, who singled his last time up. Actually was not a single. It was actually a fielder's choice, grounded at Matt Perez. Bruce will swing and miss at a pitch. So a 1-1 count. Swung on and missed does Bruce. He's down in the count 1-2. Ruiz starting to deal now at 54 pitches. Tell you about his numbers coming up here after a while. Aiden Ruiz, one of the starters in the lineup for the Dodge City A's, is misses just a little bit outside, and it'll even the count at 2 apiece. As deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard for the Liberal BeeJays. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch is called strike, and that will end the inning. And we are headed to the bottom of the second. It'll be Colbreth, Perez, and Radcliffe due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Leading off in the bottom of the second, it is Cade Colbreth for your Dodge City A's. They have some work to do, trying to get back into this ball game after giving up 5 in the top of the first. Diego Davis back on the mound for the swung on and missed is Colbreth. It'll even the count at 1 apiece. The A's were playing their 6th game here at home in this homestand, scheduled to play 11 overall before they go back on the road. That will be on next Wednesday when the A's go back on the road to go back to Great Bend. Pitch is fouled off to the left by Colbreth. He's down in the count 1-2. So the defensive alignment for the BeeJays from left to right in the outfield, it is Jacob Ortega, Jack Ryan, and Kyle Sandner. Third to first across. That pitch is a high fly ball. It's headed towards right. Taking a step right in front of the warning track is Sandner. He'll pull it out for out number 1. So that'll bring in Matt Perez. So third to first across the infield for the BeeJays. It is Landon Bruce, Drew Grego, Todd Baffa, and Bennett Vondrak. Drew Garcia behind the plate and Diego Davis on the mound for the Liberal BeeJays as he takes the first pitch for ball number 1. And I stand corrected. It is not Diego Davis. That pitch is swung on and missed by Perez. Evens a count at 1 apiece. That pitch is yanked into the opposite batter's box. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Matt Perez. Jacoby Radcliffe stands in the on-deck circle for the Dodge City A's, 1 away. So that pitch misses high, and that will put a runner aboard. That brings in Radcliffe. The A's trying to get something going.
Next up for the A's, number 15, center fielder, Jacoby Radcliffe.
So this brings up Jacoby Radcliffe. Radcliffe takes one. It's a fly ball out into center field, but up into the wind that is blowing from right to left, and that is out number 2. Brings in Ryan Buckley.
At the plate, number 10, the DH, Ryan Buckley.
Ooh, that pitch, a throw over to first.
Hit his helmet and went over the fence. Thank you. Yes.
Hit the helmet of the runner and bounced over the fence. Coach McCollum might be asking for even an extra base. He should. He's asking for the umpires to get together and discuss this.
So the throw over to first, it was a pickoff attempt by Davis on the mound. Only it turned into a hit as it bounced off of Perez's helmet, went out of play over the fence. So now the discussion on the field is, does that warrant an extra base? Matt Perez in scoring position for the Dodge City A's, and Ryan Buckley steps in. Davis working from the first base side of the rubber. Pitch misses inside for ball number 1. The A's are coming off of a 3-1 series win over the Colorado Rough Riders over the weekend. The A's would have 2 walk-off victories, 2 run rule walk-offs over the Rough Riders, and they would walk off the game on a home run to beat the Rough Riders on Saturday night. That game, an 11-9 win for the Dodge City A's. Jade Moreno hit that home run. The 2-0 count coming from Davis. Swung on and missed by Buckley to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. So the BeeJays, they split the series over the weekend with the Game Day Angels. They played 4 games in Liberal. It's the first road trip that the BeeJays have made this year. Pitch misses high. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. The A's, they're in the middle of a 11-game homestand here. They'll have tomorrow and Thursday night off before starting up again on Friday against the Denver Cougars, who were swept by the Hazelarks last weekend. That pitch called strike. That runs the count full. The A's are 4-3 in league. The BeeJays 4-3, and the Game Day Angels also 4-3 in league play. Of course, it is Hayes at the top of the standings at 7-1. The pitch misses, and it walks a runner on, and that'll bring in Isaiah Velasco as the A's are completing their first trip through the batting order. Velasco, the catcher tonight for your Dodge City A's. He steps in for his first at bat.
Next up for the A's, the catcher, number 16, Isaiah Velasco.
Sun shining on Cavalier Field. It was a cloudy, almost dreary day here today. Off and on sprinkles during the day. It was supposed to get up into the 90s and never even got close to that. High was only about 75 degrees. The pitch called strike to Velasco. He's down in the count 0-1. So we'll go to work. Velasco fouls that one off to be down in the count 0-2. Dimensions at Cavalier Field, we haven't talked about it in a while. It's 330 down both the right and left field lines. 348 into the right and left power alleys. And 404 to dead red center. That's where the flag also stands as well. 0-2 pitch coming from Davis. He's at 30 pitches in the ball game. He'll miss high and outside to make it 1-2. The count to Isaiah Velasco, the 9-hole hitter for your Dodge City A's. So the 1-2 pitch coming from Davis as he's looking in. Has his sign. He'll come set. The delivery is outside to even the count at 2 apiece. This is wild again. BeeJays with 5 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Your A's, no runs and 1 hit so far in the ball game. The pitch grounded up the first base line. It fielded by the second baseman, and there was a collision. So it is out number 3, and we're headed to the top of the 3rd. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Garcia, Willis, and Vondrak are due up this inning for the Liberal BeeJays as Ruiz fires in. It evens a count at 1 apiece. Garcia on with a single his last time up. Called strike. And the pitch misses outside. Two balls, two strikes. The pitch on the outside edge again, but miss. Called strike. So that'll bring in Carson Willis. Willis hit the home run his last time up. It was a 3-run shot. The first pitch swung on and missed. Willis down in the count 0-1. Willis sends that one. It's a fly ball out into left field. A diving catch by Blake Coleman, and it is out number 2. That'll bring in Bennett Vondrak, who grounded out his last time up. He'll miss high for ball 1 to Vondrak. Nobody on and 2 away for the BeeJays. Two balls and no strikes. That pitch called strike. Catching the outer part of the zone. Grounded up to the third baseman, fielded by Perez. A throw to first and an athletic throw, and that will end the inning as the BeeJays are going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're headed to the bottom of the third. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Back at the top of the order with Edward Gregory Jr., who flew out his last time up. He'll take a ball from Davis. That pitch, he'll ground it to the third baseman, Bruce, and the throw to first in time for out number 1. Brings in Kane Carlos. Carlos grounded out his last time up. So Edward Gregory, we didn't get to talk about it. 5'10", 175, played his junior season at Southern University, comes from Detroit, Michigan. Kane Carlos now at the plate. 5'7", 160, played at Eastern Arizona College, played his freshman season from Ava Beach, Hawaii. He'll take the first pitch he sees. It's outside for ball number 1. Davis on the mound for the BeeJays. He's at 36 pitches now. That pitch, fastball, catches the upper part of the zone, will even the count at 1 apiece. The A's have not had much going here in this ball game, as their best opportunity was in the last inning where they would strand a runner on second. The pitch is fouled off.
Foul balls must be returned to the concession stand.
Looking for opportunities here. The A's, they like to do damage with 2 away, so we'll see if they can get runners on. Carlos down the count, 1-2. The pitch misses outside. Will even the count at 2 apiece. The 2-2 pitch coming from Davis. It's high and inside, gets Carlos to bend backwards, and the count runs full. The payoff pitch from Davis, a shallow fly ball back at the shortstop Grego, and that is out number 2. A little bit of a jam shot, and that brings up Zach Hoskins. Hoskins, 5'10", 170, played his junior season at Lake Erie College.
Number 9, Zach Hoskins.
So Hoskins hit a single his last time up. Takes a pitch low and inside that gets away from the catcher Garcia. 1 ball and no strikes. The A's looking to break over 500 if they can get a win here tonight. They stand at 6-6 overall on the season. Pitch was called strike to Hoskins to even the count at 1 apiece. The 1-1 is grounded up the middle. It'll get out into center field, and that'll put 1 on for your Dodge City A's. Good piece of hitting by Hoskins to get it right back up the middle, and we'll go to work with Blake Coleman. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out his last time up. Blake, the 6'2", 200-pounder, played at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, finished his sophomore season, comes from Austin, Texas. Back in at Cavalier Field as the BeeJays have 7, 8, and 9 due up here in the top of the fourth. The BeeJays, they lead at 5-0. Scored all 5 of their runs in the top of the first. Ruiz is back on the mound for the Dodge City A's. He'll get a swing and a miss to lead off against Kyle Sandner, who got caught looking his last time up. Pitch is delivered low that will even the count at 1 apiece. Pitch again misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Called strike. 2-2 pitch. Ruiz misses high. Count runs full. Aiden Ruiz, no official record for the season. The payoff pitch. Tapped up the third base line, and it is foul, I believe. Ruiz, he last pitched against the Hayes Larks. That game back on June 11th. He got the start against these Liberal BeeJays back on June the 3rd. In the game on the 11th against the Larks, he would go 7 innings in that ball game, allowing just 2 runs. He would strike out 7. So Sandner draws the walk, brings in Jack Ryan, who is 0 for 1. Then against these Liberal BeeJays back on June the 3rd, Ruiz would go 5 innings in that one, allowing just 1 run, hitting 1 batter, and striking out 7. Ruiz with a 2.25 ERA on the season. It is a 1-0 count to Ryan, who is 0 for 1, grounded out his last time up. The pitch is a ball, throw down to first, not in time. Throw over to first again, not in time. Pitch misses high. It's 3 balls and no strikes. The A's, they played the BeeJays at Brent Gould Field. That game back on June the 3rd. That pitch is called strike. Pitch was fouled off, and Ryan has a full count now. So we'll see another payoff pitch from Ruiz. Nobody in the bullpen currently for the Dodge City A's. There is work down in the BeeJays bullpen. The payoff pitch, Ruiz fires in. It's high and ball 4. So that'll bring in Jacob Ortega with nobody out and 2 on. Ortega grounded out his last time up. So Ruiz would go 5 innings in the game against the BeeJays. That game in Liberal, allowing 1 hit, 1 run. It was an earned run. He walked 4, struck out 7. Nolan Huff would come in behind him to finish the final 3 innings, allowing 3 hits on 2 runs as the BeeJays would win that ball game 3-2. It was 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors for the BeeJays, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Dodge City A's. That pitch misses to Ortega for ball number 1. The pitch, a throw down to second, is not in time. My counterpart over in the other side of the booth, Brock Kappelman, doing the broadcast for the Liberal BeeJays. So that pitch is called strike. Talking about the last throw to second, and Coach Phil Stevenson, who we saw pitch is fouled off. Talking about Phil, who played in the big leagues, Phil Stevenson, and the pickoff pitch. He was faked out on a fake throw. The pitch is a ball outside, and it's another full count. The payoff pitch again is grounded to the second baseman, Gregory. They'll go to second for 1. The throw to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play and a much-needed double play for the Dodge City A's. That's 2 away with now just 1 on.
Next up, to lead off, number 20, Drew Grego.
So that'll bring in Grego. He singled and struck out as the BeeJays start their 3rd trip through the batting order. We've worked our way into the top of the 4th. Grego grounds to Carlos, bobbled to throw to first in time, and that will complete the inning. The BeeJays strander runner. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. The BeeJays make the call to the bullpen, and they go to Braden Whipple. Whipple, the right-handed pitcher, a freshman, 6'1", 185, played at Seward County Community College, comes from Woodward, Oklahoma. So it will be Colbreth, Perez, and Radcliffe due up in this inning, as Colbreth will take a big swing and a miss. Down in the count, 0-1. Cade Colbreth leading off for the Dodge City A's. He's 0 for 1, flew out Cobra 6'4", 230, played at Tallahassee State College. He'll send a high fly ball to left. It's gone. A solo shot over the Cavalier sign at left field, and the A's get a run on as they cut into the BeeJays lead. It's 5-1 BeeJays. The solo shot to lead off, and welcome to the mound, Mr. Whipple. So that'll bring in Matt Perez. Perez, the true freshman at Florida A&M University, comes from Orlando, 5'11", 185. Walked on his last time up. Whipple a front door curve in for strike number 1. So the A's looking to continue here. He'll line one right at the shortstop for out number 1. So that'll bring in Jacoby Radcliffe, the center fielder. Radcliffe 0 for 1. He flew out his last time up. Jacoby 6 foot, 185. Played his junior season at Southern University. Comes from Chicago, Illinois. So the A's with 1 out, 1 run in, as they have broken the scoreless. Radcliffe starts to show bunt, pulls back, and takes it for strike number 1. That pitch is called strike again, and that has Radcliffe down in the count 0-2. Whipple misses down low, makes it 1-2. 1-2 from Whipple, misses low again. Evens a count at 2 apiece. The 2-2, Whipple looking in, has his sign, he comes set, delivers, swung on and missed, and that is a strikeout to Radcliffe. It will bring in Ryan Buckley with 2 away. So Buckley is no official at bat. He walked on his last time up. Ryan Buckley officially entering the transfer portal now. Played his redshirt sophomore season at Lake Erie College. 6'2", 195, comes from Mishawaka, Indiana. First pitch was a ball. The pitch fouled off right at the first base dugout, which houses the BeeJays. Evens a count at 1 apiece. Whipple working from the first base side of the rubber. That pitch is called strike. One, 2 coming up. Swung on and missed, and that will end the inning as we will go to the top of the 5th. 5-1 BeeJays. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier as the BeeJays have Baffa, Bruce, and Garcia set. Aiden Ruiz returns to the mound for the A's. Is ball one to Todd Baffa, who has yet to record an official at bat. So he's walked on both times he's been at the plate. Pitch is grounded to third. Perez fields it, throws to first in time, and out number one. That'll bring in Landon Bruce. Bruce is 0 for 2. Got caught looking the last time he was at the plate.
Next up, number 15.
4 strikeouts in the ball game for Aiden Ruiz. That pitch is fouled off. Down to the count, 1-2, a half-hearted swing, and that is the first strike swinging of the ball game for the Liberal BeeJays, the 5th strikeout for Aiden Ruiz. That will bring in Drew Garcia, one of the BeeJays that got caught looking. He was caught looking his last time up. So the A's starting to get work down in the bullpen as that pitch is fouled off. Has Garcia down in the count 0-1. Two away for the BeeJays, and a swing and a miss at the offering from Ruiz has Garcia down in the count 0-2. The A's would like to see the BeeJays go down 1-2-3 in the inning. They did it in the third, a strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. One ball and 2 strikes. Ruiz gets the strike swinging, and that'll do it. Ruiz gets the 1-2-3 back-to-back strikeouts, and we're headed to the bottom of the 5th. It is 5-1 BeeJays. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. 9-1-2 due up for the A's as we've worked our way to the bottom of the fifth. Velasco, Gregory, and Carlos due up here in this inning. Isaiah Velasco leads off, the 6', 180, a utility player as a graduate student at Post University, comes from Sylmar, California. He'll take the first pitch for strike number one. Whipple returns to the mound for his second inning of work for the BeeJays. Velasco takes that one. It's a called strike on the outer edge, and he's down in the count 0-2. Velasco grounded out his last time up. The A's are completing their second trip through the batting order. 5 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the BeeJays. 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error for the Dodge City A's. Caught foul to keep the count at 0-2. The 0-2 delivery is fouled off again, this time to the left and out of play. Count remains 0-2. The fifth pitch of the at-bat coming to Velasco is the bottom of the fifth here at Cavalier Field. The first league contest between the A's and BeeJays. They'll ground that one up the first baseline and foul. Count stands at no balls and 2 strikes. So after back-to-back called strikes, Velasco has fouled off 3 straight. Velasco grounds that one. It's out into right field. The A's get a hit. They get their leadoff runner aboard. Brings in Edward Gregory Jr. We're back at the top of the order for the Dodge City A's. Edward is 0-2, grounded out the last time he was up. The first pitch starts to show bunt, takes it for ball number 1. Edward batting .314 on the season. Second pitch. Fly ball. It'll drop out into shallow right center field, and that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. So that has Velasco at second, Gregory at first. Kane Carlos comes up. He is 0-2. He flew out his last time up, a fly ball at the shortstop. Carlos is batting .211 on the season. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes it for ball number 1. Ethan emphatically emphasizing up here. Show bunt, show bunt. Put some pressure on the pitcher. 1 ball and no strikes. Carlos shows bunt again, lays it down. It will go foul up the third baseline. Count now 1-1. Work in the BeeJays bullpen again. A's have their first 2 on. Down 4 runs in the ball game. Carlos shows bunt. Whipple taking a long look, delivers in. It's a ball low and outside. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. So a 2-1 count to Carlos. Fielder sneaking in. He'll show bunt. It goes foul. And the count now even at 2 apiece. So not bunting now will be Carlos. The first baseman, Vondrak, was charging in on that one. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners on first and second for the Dodge City A's. For the first time this summer, the wind actually blowing straight in. Means the wind's coming out of the north. Pitch misses outside for ball 3. It's a full count. You see it quite a bit in the springtime when the college plays here. You'll see the wind blowing out of the north. Don't see it very often in the summer. Pitch misses outside, and it is bases loaded with nobody out. The A's have seen this before. They did it a couple of times over the weekend with the Rough Riders and would actually get bit as they would get bases loaded and not be able to get anybody across. So this is going to bring up a mound visit. Let's take this opportunity to thank some of our sponsors. Our Grand Slam sponsors, the City of Dodge City and Ford County, the Community Foundation of Southwest Kansas, Lewis Automotive Group, and Curbs Law Office, LLC. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. So that'll bring up Zach Hoskins. Hoskins, 2 for 2 in the ball game, has singled both times he's been at the plate. Hoskins, prior to tonight, was batting .562 on the season. Pitch swung on and missed, has Hoskins down in the count 0-1. The 0-1 fouled off, has Hoskins down in the count 0-2. Takes a step back out of the box, taps on his chest, said, yeah, I know, I swung at a pitch I probably shouldn't have. No balls and 2 strikes. Whipple on the first base side of the rubber. The corners are in for the BeeJays. Swung on and missed, and that is out number 1. So Hoskins is retired for the first time, and that will bring up Blake Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 2. He flew out his last time up. Coleman batting .278 on the season. Wind starting to pick up here at Cavalier Field, blowing in fairly hard out of the north. The pitch is taken for ball number 1. Whipple has thrown 31 pitches so far in the ball game. Pitch is fouled off. Evens a count at 1 apiece. Velasco at third, Gregory at second, Carlos at first. One pitch to Coleman is called strike on the inside edge. The 1-2 delivery coming up as Whipple comes set. BeeJays still have their corners in. Coleman grounds it to the second baseman Boffa. They'll go to second for 1. The throw to first in time. And the double play ball will get the BeeJays out of the bases loaded jam. The A's strand 2, and we are headed to the top of the 6th. 5-1 BeeJays. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Top of the sixth, 5-1 BeeJays as it is Willis, Vondrak, and Sandner due up for the BeeJays here tonight. Willis will lead off. Aiden Ruiz back on the mound. He is out for his 6th inning of work. Comes in with 98 pitches and throws the first pitch for ball number 1 to Willis, who flew out his last time up. The pitch back up the middle, fielded, cut off by Carlos, and it'll be an infield single. It was going to be a hard play. Carlos cut it off on a diving stop. So that'll bring in a Bennett Vondrak. Vondrak is 0 for 2. Grounded out his last time up. So a leadoff single, and the BeeJays have a runner aboard. The pitch, a fly ball. It's headed out into right center field. It could get down, but it is not. It is a diving catch by Jacoby Radcliffe. And you talk about someone who can cover the gaps. He did it there and has out number 2. Out 1. So that brings in Sandner. He walked on his last time up, 1 away for the BeeJays. Line drive at the third baseman, the throw back to first, and they will double off the BeeJays, and the A's get out of the leadoff single, and we are headed to the bottom of the 6th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Colbreth, Perez, and Radcliffe due up here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-1 BeeJays. Thomas Rehe takes over the mound for the BeeJays. So they've made the call to the bullpen again, as Aiden Ruiz just completed his 6th inning of work. The first pitch from Rehe to Colbreth. Colbreth hit the home run over the left field wall his last time up. He'll take a pitch low for ball 1. The A's working their 3rd trip through the batting order. Colbreth batting 122 on the season. Swung on and missed. It will even the count at 1 apiece. kind of hear the wind really starting to whistle now. Pitch is fouled off. Down the count, 1-2. Yays worked the bases loaded in the last half inning, but was unable to get anything out of it, as it was a double play ball that would get the BeeJays out of the inning. 1-2 strikes, a count to Culbreth. Rehe working from the first base side of the rubber, delivers in, swung on and missed. And that is out number 1. So the A's have 1 out, brings in Matt Perez. Perez is 0 for 1. He hit a line drive right back at the shortstop Grego, his last time up. Perez batting .286 on the season for the Dodge City A's. The first pitch to Perez, low for ball number 1. Perez grounds it to the second baseman, Baffa. The throw to first in time is out number 2. So the BeeJays are set to host the Colorado Rough Riders, who the A's took 3 of 4 from last weekend. Of course, the BeeJays, they hosted the Game Day Angels last weekend. They split that series. The A's, they are going to host the Denver Cougars, who were swept by the Hayes Larks. Radcliffe shows bunt and pulls back. It is Jacoby Radcliffe. He's 0 for 2, struck out swinging his last time up. Radcliffe batting .216 on the season. Line drive just past the outstretched glove of Grego, and the A's have a runner on. That brings in Ryan Buckley. He's 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his last time up. Buckley climbing the average as he's up to batting .250 on the season. They're over to first again, not in time. Radcliffe will get caught in a rundown, and Rehe. And it is Baffa that finally gets the tag, and that is quite the pickle. Well, it should have been ketchup, mustard, and hot dog, but instead it was hot dog, hamburger, ice cream cone, and corn for the race. Of course, the hamburger won it. $1 off hamburgers here at the ballpark. Jack Ryan leads off for the Liberal BeeJays. He's out to face Aiden Ruiz for his 7th inning of work. It is ball 1. Ryan's 0 for 1. He walked on his last time up and hits a high fly ball. It's headed to left field, and it will be gone over the left field wall. A solo shot, and the BeeJays are on the board for the first time since the top of the first. That one was no doubt gone, especially against the wind, which is blowing straight in here at Cavalier Field. That will bring in Jacob Ortega, who grounded out both times he has been at the plate. Ruiz at 104 pitches on the ball game takes that one for strike one, does Ortega. Ortega grounds that one to Gregory. The throw over to first is in time, so an easy routine play in the first out of the inning. That turns the lineup over to Grego. Grego is 1 for 3. He grounded out his last time up.
Number 20, Drew Grego.
Grego sends one. It's a high fly ball out into left center field, rolling to the wall. Easily a stand-up double.
Up next for Liberal, second baseman Todd Mathis.
Called strike to Baffa. Down to the count, 0-1. Pitch grounded to Carlos. The throw to first in time. Out number 2. So 2 away for Landon Bruce, a runner on first. Bruce is 0 for 3. He went down swinging his last time up. Pitch misses low. It's ball 1. One 0 is grounded foul. Goes out of play up the third base line, and count even at 1 apiece. Carson Rep down in the bullpen for the Dodge City A's. No work in the BeeJays bullpen currently. 1-1 pitch is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch, a swing and a miss, and that will even the count at 2 apiece. Ruiz over 110 now. He's at 113 in the ball game. Deuce is wild. The 2-2 runner goes. It is a ball high. The throw down to third actually rolls away. So we'll see the payoff pitch. Ball 4 outside, and that will put runners on the corners. Well, here comes Coach Jeremiah McCollum, and that might be the end of the night for Aiden Ruiz. He's at 115. He'll bring the entire infield in. So let's take this opportunity to thank some more of our sponsors. Well, actually not. We're going to go back to work as the mound visit was quick, and we'll go to work. It is Drew Garcia at the plate for the Liberal BeeJays. Garcia is 1 for 3. He struck out swinging his last time up. Garcia takes a called strike. He's down in the count 0-1. Called strike. Garcia down in the count 0-2. Can Ruiz get out of the inning? The 0-2 pitch is inside. It's bounds towards the dugout, and that will move the runner up. It scores a run, and the BeeJays lead at 7-1. Bruce moves up to second. The run scores. The BeeJays have scored 2 in the inning. 5 in the first, 2 in the 7th so far. The A's, their lone run came in the 4th. The pitch is popped up. It's on the infield. Giving chase is Colbreth. He'll pull it down in foul territory. That will end the inning. That'll do it for the top of the 7th. It is stretch time in Dodge City. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.
his
7-1 BeeJays as we've worked our way into the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Buckley takes A swing comes up empty, down in the count, 0-1. Buckley's 0 for 1. He went down swinging his last time up. The A's working to complete their third trip through the batting order. Pitch misses outside. It's 1-1. Buckley batting .250 on the season. The 1-1 is outside, hits 2 balls and 1 strike. Three balls and 1 strike. The 3-1, Rehe on the mound, called strike, runs the count full. Buckley sends that one foul. It's up the third base line. The count remains full. We'll see another payoff pitch from Rehe. Pretty safe to say that the storms that they were calling for earlier are not going to happen. The pitch misses inside, and the payoff pitch puts a runner on for the Dodge City A's. Brings in Isaiah Velasco. Velasco is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Batting .161 on the season.
Now at the plate, catcher number 16, Isaiah Velasco.
Buckle up, fans. We're supposed to climb up near the century mark this weekend as we welcome the Denver Cougars to town. 0-1 the count to Velasco. Takes a pitch low to even the count at 1 apiece. Velasco steps out here and he'll step back in. 1-1 delivery from Rehe is a throw over to first, not in time. He works on the first base side of the rubber. There is action down in the bullpen for the Liberal BeeJays, and the A's likely making a pitching change coming up in the top of the 8th. Pitch misses. Count now 2-1. Three and 1 the count to Velasco as the pitch missed low. Easton Rogers in the bullpen as Velasco pops that one. It's headed towards foul territory along the left field line, and it will fall foul. So the count runs full. And a new lease on life for Isaiah Velasco. It'll be another payoff pitch. So the A's have their leadoff aboard for just a third time in the ball game. The payoff pitch. It's fouled into the fence, and we'll do it over again. Another payoff pitch from Rehe. Velasco sends it to the second baseman. They'll make the tag, the throw to first in time, so a 4-3 double play.
Number 6, Edward Gregory Jr.
That'll turn the lineup over to Edward Gregory, 2 outs and nobody on. Edward Gregory Jr., he is 1 for 3, singled his last time up. The pitch yanked outside for ball 1. Gregory, a .500 on-base percentage coming in to tonight. 2 balls and no strikes account. The pitch swung on and missed. Down in the count, 2-1. A's trail this one 7-1. 7 runs and 6 hits for the BeeJays, 1 run on 6 hits and an error for the A's. A pitch high and inside gets Gregory to twist around to get out of the way. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, this is low, and it's a walk to Gregory to bring in Kane Carlos with 2 away. Carlos is 0 for 2. He walked on his last time up. Carlos, a .385 on base percentage for the Dodge City A's. Throw down to second, not in time. Back-to-back stolen bases for Edward Gregory Jr. and a run just 90 feet away. 1-1 count to Carlos is now 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 delivery coming from Rehe. Rehe at 30 pitches in the ball game. Misses outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch called strike. Makes the count run full. That pitch will miss outside. It was ball 4. And that'll put runners on the corners for Zach Hoskins.
At play number 9, Zach Hoskins.
Hoskins has singled twice and struck out. First and third, 2 outs. Then goes outside and high.
1-0 to Hoskins, and Carlos steals over to second. Hoskins is 2 for 3. He struck out swinging his last time up.
Left-handed batter. Like Gary Collins.
takes a pitch low. 2 balls and no strikes. Hoskins a .682 on base percentage for the Dodge City A's as he takes ball number 3. The 3-0 is a 4-pitch walk, and that will load the bases. Here comes head coach Jared Maeda to have a mound visit, and we're going to go take a break. Let's talk about our sponsors. Our home run sponsors, Cargill Meat Solutions, Lauren Dahl, I Don't Care Family Restaurant and Sports Bar, LLC, Parker Haskins Insurance Incorporated, TCBP, LLC, Jimmy John's, the Victory Electric Cooperative Association, Incorporated, and Forgone Financial, LLC, Koch Fertilizer, Deriva Energy, Rabine Brothers, United Wireless Communications, Incorporated, and Dodge City Kenworth. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. The BeeJays make the call to the bullpen. We'll tell you about it when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Easton Rogers takes over the mound for the Liberal BeeJays. Comes up with bases loaded, but 2 out. Rogers, the righty from San Joaquin Delta, from Manteca, California. A strike delivered to Coleman. He'll deliver a strike again. Has Coleman down in the count 0-2. The 0-2 coming up from Rogers is slapped foul. A rocket down the third base line, and the count remains 0-2. .02 delivery coming as Roger works on the first base side of the rubber. Takes a long look in, has his sign come set. And it is a bases loaded hit by pitch, and the A's get a run across. They get their first run since the bottom of the 4th. So 7-2 BeeJays, and that brings in Cade Colbreth. Wind calming down as it's not blowing as hard out of the north. Cade Colbreth with 1 home run already tonight, but got caught swinging his last time up. He'll take a strike. Colbreth with a .280 on-base percentage. The pitch, a little foul, and they'll go home, but they can't handle it, and the A's score a run.
I think the BeeJays made the wrong decision. You have a big guy running to first. Get that out.
Ooh, how do you score that one? I really want to give it a hit.
And that brings up Matt Perez. Matt Perez 0 of 2 is now 7-3.
So that'll bring in Matt Perez. First pitch misses for ball number 1.
7-3 BeeJays in the 7th. Outside 2-0.
2 balls and no strikes.
Rogers pitch. Facing his third hitter.
Pitch misses low. 3-0.
Got a 0-2 on the first hitter he faced. And then he hit him on an 0-2 pitch. There's a strike.
Pitch is called strike.
3-1. Before it's 7-4.
That will walk a run in.
BeeJays have walked 5 and hit 1 in the innings already. That's bad for a game, let alone his inning. Here's Radcliffe, the 9th City hitter to come up this inning.
Next, number 15.
Is 7-4 A's, and that brings in Jacoby Radcliffe.
2 outs, bases empty earlier in the inning. There's a strike on the outer edge.
Pitches called strike to Radcliffe. He's 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Well, an inning where the A's needed to do damage with 2 away, and they've done it here. 0-1 delivery is called strike. Has Radcliffe down in the count 0-2. The A's have worked the bases loaded. They've got runs out of it this time. They worked the bases loaded earlier in the game and got nothing from it.
Always gets interesting here.
7-4 BeeJays as the pitch is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Radcliffe with a .356 on base percentage. So it is Coleman at third, Colbreth at second, Matt Perez at first for the Dodge City A's. 3 runs in here in the inning. The 1-2 pitch from Rogers is popped by Radcliffe into the Bermuda Triangle, and bouncing off the fence is Grego, but he pulls it down. The A's leave him loaded. They get 3 runs. 7-4 BeeJays. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back into Cavalier Field. Yays get 3 in the bottom of the 7th. They draw within 3. 7-4 BeeJays. Carson Rep takes over the mound for the Dodge City A's. Rep with no official record on this season on the mound. He last pitched against the Kansas Cannons back on June the 9th. He also pitched against the Great Bend Batcats. So Rep with 3 2/3 innings pitched has a 7.36 ERA. Pitches high to Willis for ball 1. Willis is 2 out of 3 on the day. Singled the last time he was up. Rep's longest outing at 2 1/3 innings against the Great Bend Batcats. Swung on and missed, and that has Willis down in the count 0-2. It is Willis, Vondrak, and Sander due up here in the top of the 8th for the BeeJays as he'll foul that one off. Count remains at 1-2. Rep went an inning and a third against the Kansas Cannons. That game last Monday, so 1 week ago. He would allow 3 runs, all of them earned, striking out 2 and walking 6. Pitch misses. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is fouled back into the backstop. Count remains 2-2. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming. Rep looking in. He'll have his sign. He comes set. Kicks and fires. It's popped up high on the infield. Charging in is Edward Gregory Jr. to take it for out number 1. Wind picked up again, and that brings in Bennett Vondrak. Vondrak is 0 for 3. Flew out the last time he was up. First pitch that Vondrak sees from Carson Rep is low for ball number 1. Pitch misses high and outside to Vondrak. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Going out to have a quick visit is Velasco. He's going to go have a visit with the pitcher Rep. So Aiden Ruiz, we can officially close the book on his night. Ruiz goes 7 innings, allowing 7 runs, all of them earned. Striking out 6, allowing 6 hits, and walking 5. A fly ball down the left field line, and it will go foul. Has Vondrak in the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch. 1 away for the BeeJays. Vondrak gets set, takes a low and inside, ball 3. Called strike on the inner part of the plate. Count runs full to Vondrak. A payoff pitch from Carson Rep has his sign. Kicks and fires in. Called strike 3, and that will send Vondrak back to the dugout. Brings up Sandner. He's 0 for 2, hit into a line drive back at Perez his last time up. Coleman, Radcliffe, Hoskins left to right in the outfield. Perez, Carlos, Gregory, and Colbreth third to first across the infield. The A's onto their second pitcher of the ball game as Rep misses for ball number 1. Rep fires a strike on that one. It'll even the count at 1 apiece. So the A's will have their final youth camp of the season coming up tomorrow. 1-1 is bounced ahead of the plate and gets a piece of Isaiah Velasco. It's ball 2. So youth camp tomorrow for the A's. Off nights tomorrow night and Thursday night, and then a 3-game series with the Denver Cougars. Friday and Saturday night, 7 p.m. starts. Sunday night, 6 p.m. It will also be the transition back to the Boot Hill Lawmen. 3-1 the count now to Sandner. Rep delivers in, and it's ball 4. So that'll bring in Jack Ryan. Ryan is 1 for 2, hit a home run his last time up. First pitch misses low for ball 1. The 1-0 swung on, comes up empty on the offering. Evens a count at 1 apiece. One ball and 1 strike. Rep with a look over at first. The pitch swung up. Down in the count, 1-2. Pitch is swung on. It'll be strike 3. It ends the inning, and we are headed to the bottom of the 8th. Buckley, Velasco, and Gregory due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Buckley, Velasco, and Gregory due up here in the inning as we've worked our way to the bottom of the 8th. That is 7-4 BeeJays. Buckley will take a big swing, comes up empty against Rogers. He is 0 for 1 in the ballgame, walked on his last time up. Rogers will misfire on that one and evens a count at 1 apiece.
It is the bottom of the 8th inning. Easton Rogers on for his second inning.
Rogers fires in. It's well inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
He went 1 2/3 innings, allowed 3 runs. Here's the 2-1 from Rogers.
Lined into left field. The A's have their lead off on again and see if they can make something of it here. So that brings up Isaiah Velasco.
Number 16, Isaiah Velasco.
Buckley a 360 on base percentage. Velasco 378 on base. Velasco 1 for 3. He grounded out the last time he was up. First pitch he sees is outside for ball number 1. Velasco comes up empty on that offering. Count even at 1 apiece. There is work down in the BeeJays bullpen. So the BeeJays, they scored 5 in the first, 2 in the 7th. The A's 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 7th. Pitch is lined out to right. That puts runners on first and second. Back-to-back singles have turned the lineup over to Edward Gregory Jr. Gregory, who is slugging .457 on the season, walked on his last time up. He comes up with nobody out, and 2 on. Buckley at second, Velasco at first for the Dodge City A's. Rogers working on the first base side of the rubber. Gregory shows bunt. It's popped up, and a diving attempt by the catcher, Garcia. Doesn't come up with it. And Gregory has a new lease on life. Down in the count, 0-1. BeeJays have drawn their corners in. Gregory shows bunt. Up the third base line and foul, and down in the count, 0-2. Well, the A's have to put it in play now as Gregory in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. The A's with 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error in the ball game. The BeeJays 7 runs on 6 hits and no errors. 0-2 delivery. Rogers fires. It's off the end of the bat and will be foul and out of play. Count remains 0-2. 3 straight fouled off here in this at bat by Edward Gregory Jr. and the A's trying to keep the line moving. The 0-2. Caught looking is Gregory, and that is the first out of the inning. Brings in Kane Carlos. Carlos, .421 slugging on the season. Carlos represents the tying run.
Up next, number 19, Kane Carlos.
Zach Hoskins stands in the on-deck circle. Rogers fires a strike on the outer half, has Carlos down 0-1. Carlos walked on his last time up. He's actually walked on the last 2 times he has been up. The A's, they're working their 5th trip through the batting order. He'll send one out into left field, and it's down, and that will load the bases. Bases loaded with 1 out, and that brings up Zach Hoskins. That's also going to prompt a mound visit from head coach Jared Maeda. Are they BeeJays going to make a pitching change here? We shall find out. Indeed, they do. They make the call to the bullpen. We'll tell you about it after we thank some of our sponsors. So during this call to the bullpen, we're going to thank our triple sponsors: Conant Construction LLC, Wild Pines Washes Dodge City LLC, Tommy's Car Wash, First Avenue Dental PA, ITC Great Plains LLC, Hinton Plumbing Service LLC, Medical Heights Dental Center PA, DC Appliance and Furniture, and Dodge City Eye Care. We thank you for your sponsorship and support of Dodge City A's baseball. Well, the BeeJays, they made the call to the bullpen. They're on to their fifth pitcher of the ball game. So it will be Aiden Bowman taking over the mound for the Liberal BeeJays. Bowman, the right-hander, 6 foot 190 from the University of the Pacific, comes from Stockton, California. So we'll take a step aside and come back with bases loaded and Zach Hoskins due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's baseball. Zach Hoskins comes up in a big situation, bases loaded with 1 away. Aiden Bowman on the mound now for the BeeJays. Hoskins 2 for 3. He walked on his last time up. Hoskins takes a big swing, fouls off the first pitch he sees from Bowman for strike number 1. Hoskins slugging .938 on the season for the A's. The pitch called strike has Hoskins down in the count 0-2. Tying run on at third base. Hoskins represents the go-ahead run. The pitch is fouled off. I believe it's Caden Stewart down in the pen for the Dodge City A's. 0-2 delivery again in, and it will hit Hoskins in the ankles. Hit by pitch, hits a batter and brings a run in, and the A's now within 2 at 7-5. So the go-ahead run is on base at first and brings in Blake Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 3. He's due for something here. He was hit by pitch his last time up. Bases loaded with 1 away. Coleman slugging .333. He'll take the first pitch for ball number 1. The 1-0 is called strike on the outer half. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Coleman was hit by pitch in the last half inning, and he would come around. He would be stranded at third as the A's would leave him loaded in the bottom of the 7th. Coleman fouls that one off. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 from Bowman. Nobody in the BeeJays bullpen as Coleman will foul that one off. It's out of play to the right. Need to get more baseballs. It was a heartbreaker in Liberal the last time that the A's played. They would give up 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th and were not able to answer back. So that pitch is fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Bowman steadies and delivers. Coleman sends one up the third baseline and foul. So 4 straight fouled off. Coleman gets a foul tip, and that will be out number 2. That'll bring in Cade Colbreth. He's 1 for 4. Hit into a fielder's choice his last time up. Colbreth slugging at .390 on the season. Bases loaded with 2 away. The A's bringing in a pinch runner for Hoskins. I'll go to Silverio.
Now to play for the A's. First baseman number 22, Cade Colbreth.
Colbreth steps up. Bases loaded with 2 away. First pitch you'll see is outside edge, called strike. Down in the count, 0-1.
0-1 the count. Here's the stretch in the pitch from Bowman to Cade Colbreth.
0-1 is fouled into the net. Has Colbreth down in the count, 0-2. The A's, well, they really can ill afford to leave the bases loaded here, down 7-5. The go-ahead run is on at first, represented now by Edwin Silverio. Carlos the tying run at second, Velasco at third. The 0-2 delivery. Bowman fires in. It's swung on and missed, and that will do it. The A's leave it loaded, and we're headed to the top of the 9th. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Carson Rep back on the mound as Cole Giametta will take over for the BeeJays. That pitch misses. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. They say he did not go. The count's 3 balls and 1 strike. Rep delivers a 3-1, swung on. Nothing doing, and the count runs full. Payoff pitch from Rep. He's looking in. Has his sign. He'll come set. The pitch is left high, and it is a leadoff walk to Giametta. Getting his first at bat here tonight. As that brings in Drew Grego. Grego is 2 for 4, doubled his last time up. This might do it for Rep, as here comes head coach Jeremiah McCollum. Cola makes the pitch, or makes a call to the bullpen, and it will be Caden Stewart taking over the mound for the Dodge City A's. So we'll take a step aside, tell you about it when we come back. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. So Caden Stewart takes over the mound for your Dodge City A's. There's a strike to Drew Grego. Grego doubled the last time he was up. There's quite a discussion between the 2 coaches and both umpires as that pitch misses for ball 1. 1-1 delivery from Stewart. He works on the first base side of the rubber. Nobody out. One on is grounded up the third base side and foul to be down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stewart has an 0-2 record, has taken the loss 2 times. Took the loss against the Colorado Rough Riders on the 13th. He also took the loss against the Hayes Larks on June the 11th. The game against the Rough Riders, he went 2 2/3 innings, 1 inning against the Larks on the 11th. Throw over to first is not in time. There was a lot of chirping coming out of the BeeJays dugout on that one. Stewart with 5 1/3 innings pitched has an ERA of 1.69, has allowed 4 runs. Pitch grounded to the third baseman. Perez go to second for 1. The throw to first is not in time.
At the plate, number 2, Todd Baffa.
That brings up Todd Baffa. Baffa's walked twice, grounded to third and grounded to short.
So 1 on and 1 out now. Brings in Todd Baffa. Baffa's 0 for 2, grounded out the last time he was up. Takes a pitch for a strike. Down in the count, 0-1. So in 3 outings, Caden Stewart has allowed 4 runs, 1 earned hit, struck out 12, and allowed just 5 hits and walked 4. Pitches a strike and has Baffa down in the count 0-2. Sorry, Baffa. The 0-2 from Stewart. He's set, delivers low and outside. It's a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 misses inside. Not sure where. That's been a called strike before. Either way, it evens the count at 2 apiece. Two from Stewart, fired in. It's a line drive out into left field for out number 2. So Landon Bruce steps in. He's 0 for 3, walked on the last time he was up.
Up next, number 15, Landon Bruce.
One on and 2 away for the BeeJays, and Bruce will take ball 1 inside. A's trying to keep this at just a 2-run lead as that pitch is called strike. It evens a count at 1 apiece. The A's had the go-ahead run on in the bottom of the 8th, but couldn't get anything else. They scored 1. The A's 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. The BeeJays at 5 in the 1st and 2 in the 7th. That is their 7 runs in the ball game. A scalder sent over the first base dugout. Count now 1-2. Bruce has struck out twice in the ball game, once looking and once swinging. One-two delivery. Stewart fires. It's high. And that will put Deuces Wild across the top of the scoreboard. The 2-2 pitch coming from Stewart. Delivered outside for ball 3. The count runs full. Runner will go on the pitch. The A's moving their middle infield back onto the grass. The payoff pitch. Inside hits ball 4, and that'll put runners on first and second. That brings up Drew Garcia. Garcia's 1 for 4. Flew out his last time up. So 2 on and 2 out for the BeeJays, and Garcia steps in for his at bat. Pitch is over Garcia's head for ball number 1. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the inside half. It'll even the count at 1 apiece. Pace of play is slowed significantly here in the later innings. So we are approaching the 3-hour mark in this ball game. The pitch misses. It's ball 2. The 2-1. Check swing. It is called strike, and that evens a count at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. We're in the top of the 9th. The BeeJays lead it 7-5. Stewart delivers, grounded to Kane. The throw to first in time. Wilbrith able to dig that one out, and that will end the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. The A's have Perez, Radcliffe, and Buckley due up when we return. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back in to Cavalier Field, bottom of the 9th. The A's down 2. They've stranded 12 runners so far in the ball game. It is Perez, Radcliffe and Buckley due up here for the A's. The A's, they've had bases loaded situations multiple times. We'll see if they can pull some miracle and walk it off again. It is Aiden Bowman back on the mound for the Liberal BeeJays. As Perez will take a swing, comes up empty for strike one. Perez walked on the last time he was up. Second pitch misses outside. It's ball one. Count even at one apiece. Bowman working quickly. Has his sign. Comes set and delivers a strike on the outer half. Has Perez down in the count 1-2. Perez, in a rare night, has not been on base once. Well, actually he has. He's walked on twice. Perez has been held hitless. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and going down on strikes is Perez. That brings in Radcliffe. He's 1 for 4. Flew out his last time up. The A's down 2. They don't have anyone on, 1 away. Corners come in for the BeeJays. Bowman delivers outside for ball 1. The third baseman, Bruce, playing just inside the cutout, right on the edge of the green for the infield. Their middle infield playing back. Radcliffe sends one high and out of play to the left. It'll even the count at 1 apiece. Vondrak playing about halfway through the brown. The pitch called strike, down in the count 1-2. Bowman waving one off. Has his sign, comes set. Delivers inside. Almost grazed Radcliffe, but it evens the count at 2 apiece. Radcliffe fouls that one out of play. Count remains 2-2. Radcliffe sends that one towards left center field, but it is pulled down by Ryan and out number 2. Brings in Ryan Buckley. Buckley singled his last time up, has walked on twice in the ball game. Well, the A's, they've had some 2-out magic before. Let's see if they can get some here. Down by 2. The pitch from Bowman misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 misses, gets away from the catcher. 2-0 the count. Bowman fires, misses low and outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Bowman takes a step off the back of the mound, comes back on, has his sign. Fires in. It's a strike down Broadway, and that makes the count 3-1. Misses, and it was ball 4. That puts a runner on, and the tying run comes to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth. It is Isaiah Velasco. Velasco singled the last time he was at. 2 groundouts and 2 singles in the ball game as the A's completing their 5th trip through the batting order. Velasco steps in, and Bowman's going to take the opportunity to tie his shoe. His cleats. Step back on the rubber. 2 out, 1 on for the A's. Velasco represents the tying run. Pitch is called strike on the outer edge. Edward Gregory Jr. standing in the on-deck circle. One ball and 1 strike. Bowman delivers, swung on, coming up empty. Velasco down in the count, 1-2. A's are down to their final out of the ball game. Swung on and missed. That'll do it. The A's get the tying run to the plate, but strike out, and that will end the ball game. We'll take a step aside, have your final game numbers after this. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball. Welcome back in to Cavalier Field as the A's drop a hard one. They fall to 4-4 in league play, 6-7 overall. Aiden Ruiz is going to take the loss tonight for the Dodge City A's. Braden Whipple getting the win for the BeeJays. Take a look back into this game as the BeeJays would get on the board first. They would score early, scoring 5 in the top of the first. They would add 2 more in the 7th to get their 7 runs. Your A's would get a run across in the 4th, get 3 more in the bottom of the 7th, and 1 in the 8th to make their 5. 7 runs, 6 hits, no error. The BeeJays strand 6. 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error for the Dodge City A's. They strand 13 runners. Let's take a look at the scoring for your Dodge City A's. The A's would have a runner aboard. Zach Hoskins would hit a single in the first, but be stranded. Matt Perez in the second would walk on and get to second, followed by a Ryan Buckley walk. In the 4th, the A's would get their run across as Cade Colbreth would send a home run over the left field wall. That would get the A's on the board, but they were already down 5-1 at that point. Then the A's would work the bases loaded as Velasco would hit a single in the bottom of the 5th, followed by an Edward Gregory single, and then a Kane Carlos walk that would load the bases, but the A's would get a strikeout and then hit into a double play. That would end the inning. The A's would trail 5-1 at that point. The A's in the 6th, they would get a runner on with Jacoby Radcliffe, but get nothing out of it. Ryan Buckley would be left at home after Jacoby Radcliffe would get caught in a pickle. Then in the 7th, the A's would lead off. They would get Ryan Buckley on in the 7th. He would walk on, and then an out. Edward Gregory would set things in motion for the Dodge City A's. He would walk on, Kane Carlos would walk on, and Zach Hoskins would walk on. Hoskins, of course, scoring the run. No, that would load the bases. Blake Coleman would come up. He would be hit by pitch, and that would score a run for the Dodge City A's. Cade Colbreth would hit a little tapper right in front of home plate that would be mishandled by the Liberal BeeJays, and that would score a run as well. Matt Perez would walk on and score, and the A's would look like they could try to break it open, but then would get another out, and that would get the BeeJays out of the inning. Then in the 8th, Ryan Buckley would lead off. He would single and then come around and score. Isaiah Velasco would single. Kane Carlos would single. And Zach Hoskins would get on, and then Edwin Silverio would take over as a pinch runner. Back-to-back strikeouts would end the inning, and the A's would leave it loaded for the 3rd time in the ball game. Then in the bottom of the 9th, the A's would get 2 quick outs, followed by a Ryan Buckley walk, and then Isaiah Velasco strikes out to end the ball game. That'll do it here at Cavalier Field as the A's fall to the BeeJays 7-5. Let's take an opportunity to thank our final sponsors: David H. Snap, Robert L. White, John F. Wilkinson, Gail L. Osmus, Mead Lumber Company Incorporated, Best Water of Southwest Kansas, and Mr. G's Liquor, LLC. I am Justin Hergert, was alongside with Ethan Kang assisting on the live stream. For the entire A's board and organization, we thank you for following along. The A's fall to the BeeJays. We will be back in action on Friday night as we open the 3-game series with the Denver Cougars. First pitch set for 7 p.m. here at Cavalier Field as the A's continue their homestand. You've been listening to Dodge City A's Baseball.